one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor. I will honor those things which are good to you. Respect. I will show respect to others at all times. Service. I will do good things for others without being asked. Excellence. I will strive for excellence in all things. Perseverance. I will fulfill commitments and not give up to act on discouragement.
Thank you, Harika. Everyone, please join me for a moment of silence. Okay, boys and girls, well, let's start on some phonograms and spelling words. We're going to have all single letter phonograms today, and then we'll go over the last of the words that are going to be on your test today. Did anybody get a chance to review their spelling words on their own after class? Either yesterday or on Wednesday? It sounds like Alina did. That's great, Alina. It's just optional to do that, but since you've got your orthography notebook, it should be easy for you to do that if you'd like to. Okay, show me your whiteboard and marker. Ready to begin some phonogram review. Arshad, you have yours. Great job, Sahanasri. Tag maybe is going to find his. Marcus, I know you haven't had a whiteboard handy, but can you get at least paper and pencil to write these down? Very good. Okay, let's begin with the phonogram. Say it as you write it. Say it as you write it. I see Samhita doing that really well. Great job, Arshab. Holding it up and keeping there. Great job. Thank you, Josiah. Try your best to make it right by the camera. Whatever phonogram you're writing, put it right by the camera. Great job. Next phonogram, please write x. X. Say it as you write it. Excellent job, Arshab. Excellent, Kruthi, Sahanasri, Alina, Samhita, Harika, great job. Great job, Rishith. Once again, I should see your mouths moving as you say it while writing it. X. Yes, Kruthi?
I think last week, I don't remember, but I think last week I saw Miss Rote teaching my brother a class. I remember.
Yes.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, she's nodding along that yes, she did that with him. Yeah, so boys and girls, Mrs. Rote will come in occasionally because she's learning the phonograms. Since she's new to the school, she doesn't know some of the phonograms, and that's why she's coming in to watch. And she also is meeting with some of you for reading, and maybe some of your siblings for reading. So she is a huge help with that, since we can't virtually meet up with students as often. And so that's a huge, huge help. And probably meeting with some people in person as well, right, Mrs. Rote? I'm afraid there's a delay. I don't know why I can't hear you. Okay, boys and girls, let's go ahead and also write the phonogram z. Sorry, I don't know why. There shouldn't be a huge delay since we're in the same building. The internet connection should be fine.
Maybe that depends what room you two are in.
Yeah, that could be. Mrs. Rote is in the library. So if you all remember just where the library had always been for the last couple of years, that's where she is.
Because, I mean, one room in my house, or the reading room, has terrible internet connection. I even did school in
Oh,
there once, and I kept on cutting out. So, so maybe it's that. Maybe the library doesn't have good
and
internet.
yeah, the library and the reading room. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe the internet company wants you to focus on reading your books, not on getting online. Although that's not true, because actually the library has a bunch of computers. The phonogram z should look like this. Z. Let's do one more. G, j. G, j. Excellent. I see. For those of you who are fast writers, writing it in both print and cursive, great job. Okay, we've got now a few words that we have not reviewed yet this week that are on the test. Let's begin with the word tying. Please write tying. Do you remember what happens when we change it from tie to tying? Adding that vowel suffix. Yes, Emma?
We changed the I to Y.
Great job. We're going to change I to Y before adding a vowel suffix ing. Tying is what it should look like. Marcus, make sure you're holding it up every single time. Arshab, you're doing great. Thank you so much. Marcus, if you are tired, I see you stretching. If you are sleepy, do a few jumping jacks and then join us for the next word. Need you to wake yourself up. You can do a few jumping jacks. Okay, next word is untie. Add the prefix un. Untie. Okay, Marcus, hopefully you've woken yourself up. Right, untie. Hold it up as soon as you're done. Untie. Thank you, Marcus. Great job. Next word is volunteer. Volunteer. Who remembers what makes the E sound in volunteer? Emma's doing great. I want everyone else to also be active in thinking through what makes the sounds in this word. Harika, can you tell us what makes the E sound?
In volunteer, what makes the E sound is the I.
No, it's going to be actually an E-double-E always says E. Can you say that?
E-double-E always says E.
Yes, volunteer. E-double-E always says E. Good guess. Everyone hold up volunteer as soon as you're done writing. Great job. Next up is welfare. What makes A say its name in this word? Welfare. Alexander, why does A say its name in this word?
Is it AI?
No, I know this one's kind of tricky because the word fair, like going to a county fair, is the A, two-letter A, but that's not the reason for this one. What else would make A say its name? Alexander?
AR?
So it's going to be a silent final E that makes A say its name. I see some of you wrote that correctly. Remember that? Welfare. A says its name because of a silent final E.
Mhm.
Okay, our next one is a tricky one. Do you guys remember how we think to spell yacht? Who remembers how we think to spell this one? I'm going to get back to Alexander for this one as well. Alexander, how do we think to spell yacht?
Yacht. Well,
So we
I
say
think this.
yacht. What's the silent phonogram?
The CH.
Good. That's right. It's going to have a silent ch. So you can think to spell this as yacht. Can you all say that?
Yacht.
Good job, Emma. Yacht. Yacht. Third sound of a ah and silent ch. Yacht. Okay, I think we've got time for maybe one more tricky one. I've seen quite a few people misspell solemn. Let's do that as our last word to review. Everyone, please write solemn. Make sure you're sounding out that last syllable as M. Solemn. Great job, Rishith. I think, we drew a similarity between this and column, which has an A. This one is solemn. Great job. Everyone I've seen so far is correct. Well done. And everybody remembered that silent phonogram at the end. Marcus, hold it up when you're done, please. Solemn. And actually, I said that was going to be the last one, but let me do one more because I remember this one also had quite a few mistakes. License, like a driver's license. This one's tricky because we've been seeing a lot of words that end with E-N-C-E, but this one is not that ending, even though it sounds like it. Great job, Rishith. You've been rocking these spelling words today. Well done. Let me see. Marcus's, can you hold it up there a little bit longer? Because I'm going to pin your screen. Oh, well done, Marcus. You got that too? License. It's an E-N-S-E ending, license. Second sound of k as well. Great job. Okay, that is all for review. Let's go ahead and take out paper for our test today. Once again, for those of you who joined late, you might have noticed on Bright Thinker that I mistakenly had your test due yesterday, and I corrected it as soon as I could, but it was for today's test. I just wrote the date down wrong because the default is for it to be the day of, and I just forgot to change it. Okay, so let's get our paper ready for spelling test. We've got 27 words, and I'd love for someone to say our poem as we're getting our paper out and numbering it. Who would like to say Jimmy Jet and his TV set? I'll have Josiah, then I'll have Emma say the poem. And next week, we definitely need to have this memorized. That's when we'll do our recitations. But I know a lot of you are already done memorizing it.
Jimmy Jet and his TV set by Shel Silverstein. Now I tell you the story of Jimmy Jet, and you know what I tell you is true. He loves to watch his TV set almost as much as you.
Everyone can say it with him.
Watched all day, he watched all night, till he grew pale and lean. He watched from the early show to the late show, and all the shows in between. He watched till his eyes grew frozen wide, and his bottom grew into his chair, and his chin turned into a tuning dial, and antenna grew out of his hair, and his brains turned into TV tubes. and his face to a TV screen. And two knobs say Wurt, and Horace grew where his ears had been. And he grew a plug that looked like a tail. So we plugged in little Jim. And now instead of him watching TV, we all sit around and we watch him. Jimmy Jet and his TV set.
Great job, Josiah. Let's give him a hand, everybody. He had great expression and great memorization of that. Well done. I think you're ready to recite it and upload it to Bright Thinker already. Okay, we'll have Emma do it next. Everyone, if you are done numbering your page, really show expression as you say it along with her. And even if you're currently numbering your page, say it along with her. You just might not be able to have as much action and motion. Okay, Emma.
Jimmy Jet and his Jimmy Jet and his TV set by
Shel. Shel Silverstein.
Shel Silverstein. I will tell you the story of Jimmy Jet, and what I tell you is true. Jimmy Jet loved his TV set almost as much as you. He would watch all night and all day until he grew pale and lean.
From the early show.
From the early show to the late show. And all the shows in between. His eyes froze.
Watch till his eyes. And his bottom.
And his bottom grew into his chair. And a knobbly that grew on his chin.
His chin turned into a tuning dial.
His chin turned into
tuning dial.
And antennas grew out of his hair. And his
brains
turned into TV tubes. And his face turned into a TV screen. And two knobs saying Bert and Horace, where his ears has been.
So he grew.
And he grew a plug that looked like a tail. And we plugged little Jimmy in.
Now, instead of him watching TV,
we all sit down and watched him. Jimmy Jenny's TV set by
Shel Silverstein.
Shel Silverstein.
Great job, Emma. Let's give her a hand. You are doing great, too. You are right on track for having that memorized next week. Thank you so much for volunteering to do that. Okay, boys and girls, thumbs up if you are ready for us to start the mastery test. You are ready for all 27 words. 27 words in the test today. Okay, we are going to begin with number 1, yoke, which is a homophone. I need you all to write the word yoke like the yoke between two calves. And I forgot to remind you, but make sure you're in a good ready position with your blocks stacked. I see lots of you have excellent posture right now. Great job. Okay. Word 2 is individual. Okay. Emma, number 1 was yoke, like between two cows. Number 2, individual. Thumbs up if you're ready for number 3. Good. Okay, word number 3 is innocent. Innocent. Thumbs up when you're ready for number 4. Remember, by the way, that for this mastery test, you do not need to mark your words. It's just a mastery test. So you should have already mastered these. You can mark only if it helps you. Okay. Number 4 is leisure. Leisure. Number 5 is license. License. Number 6 is magnify. Magnify. Number 7, magnificent. Next is number 8. Thumbs up if you're ready for number 8. Number 8 is mystery. Mystery. Number 9, mysteries. Like he had to solve a lot of mysteries. That's the plural. Mysteries. Next up, number 10, mysterious. Trying to get into an adjective. We have that adjective suffix. Mysterious. Number 11 is mosquito. Mosquito. Number 12. Who's ready for number 12? Good. Windmill. 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 Number 13 is occasion. Occasion. And number 14 is relief. Relief. Okay. Questions before we keep going? Sorry, I'm fixing some things for our Nearpod game for later as we're doing this, so I didn't see everybody's hands up. Yes, we are going to do Nearpod. Okay, Kruthi, any questions before we keep going? And this is a good stopping point anyway for a little pause.
I got kicked out of the meeting, so I missed number 12 and 13.
12 was windmill. 13 was occasion. Okay, any other questions? This is a good stopping point because we are just barely over halfway through. Emma?
Do we have to mark?
No, it's a mastery test, so you do not have to mark. Great question. Harika?
Are we doing root cards today?
No, we are going to have a roots quiz today, and part of your Nearpod game is to review those. I'd also encourage you to look over your index cards to feel really prepared for that quiz.
Yeah, also I got some new index cards because I didn't.
Great, we'll use them next week. Alexander?
Sorry, I had to keep on moving. Annabella kept on coming in my room, like open the door. Because my mom's like downstairs and then my dad is working, so I'm like, okay, Annabella, you need to go out, and she kept on coming in and out.
That's okay. Yes, Sahad Nasri?
Did we miss number 6? Because I don't have it.
6 was magnify.
Oh, okay.
Last couple questions really quickly from Arshad and from Rishith. And if it's actually, boys and girls, put your hand down if it's to have a word repeated, because I'll do that later, okay? So yeah, we'll just keep going. Last question from Arianch, and then for those ones who need something repeated, we'll do that later.
I wanted to share something in science about light.
Okay. We'll talk about that later. Or do you think you're going to forget?
No, I could remember. It's because I knew this ever since last year.
Okay,
Actually,
we're
not
going to have
last year,
some
ever
science
since-
questions on the Nearpod game, so maybe when we play that game, it'll come up too. Okay, boys and girls, let's continue with word 15. Are you ready for word 15 on your paper? Okay, if you've got some blanks, that's okay. We'll fill those blanks in later. Number 15 is relieve. Relieve.
$15 is what number we're on?
Yes, number 15. Okay, number 16, sacrifice. Thumbs up if you're ready to go with number 17 next. You have 16 so far, maybe with a few gaps, but you're ready to move on to number 17. All right. Number 17 is sense. This sounds similar to a different word, so make sure it's like the sense of hearing. Or it's good to have some common sense for answering this. Or I sense something strange going on in here. That type of sense. Notice how I'm saying it, sense. Okay. Next, number 18, sensible. Sensible. Next, number 19, nonsense. 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 Okay, number 20. Who's ready for number 20? Number 20 is solemn. Solemn. Remember, we just practiced that one. We think solemn with a silent phonogram at the end. Solemn. Number 21 is tie. Like tie your shoelaces. And 22, tide, past tense, tide. Number 23, tying, tying. Number 24, untie, untie. Number 25, volunteer. Next. We did volunteers. Number 26 is welfare, welfare. Almost done. Okay, last one. 27 is yacht. Yacht. Okay, I'm going to open up the chat for you to write specific numbers that you might be missing, but I'm also going to just start going through all of them from the beginning. Number 1, yoke. Number 2, individual. Actually, would anybody, if they have all 27, would they like to just say them for us? Samhita, you feel good that you've got them all? Okay, how about you say all 27 for us?
I was just like, I didn't know if sensible was the right one for 18. That's why I was just asking.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
But I have them all. Number 1, yoke. Number 2, individual. Number 3, innocent. Number 4, leisure. Number 5, license. Number 6, magnify. Number 7, magnificent. Number 8, mystery. Number 9, mysteries. Number 10, mysterious. 11, mosquito. 12, windmill. 13, occasion. 14, relief. 15, relieve. 16, sacrifice. 17, sense. 18, sensible. 19, not. Solemn. 21, tie. 22, tied. 23, tying. 24, untie. 25, volunteer. 26, welfare. 27, yacht.
Great job. Okay. I'm taking a look at the ones people wrote. Josiah, do you still need number 24? Untie.
I know. I just realized I wrote 24 2 times.
Oh, I see. Do you have all the words? That's what's most important. Okay. Samhita got number 18. Harika, did you get number 18? Sensible. And Alexander, 19 is nonsense. Got it? Kruthi 13, I don't know if you got it from Samhita, but occasion. And Marcus number 3 was innocent. You get that? Innocent. Number 19, nonsense. 26, Marcus was welfare. Looks like maybe you wrote them down when Samhita did that. Aryansh 18, 19, sensible and nonsense. Do you get those two? Sensible, nonsense. Tag number 11 was mosquito. Do you get that?
Miss Garner, I know something funny, and it came from what you just said.
What?
That is sensible nonsense.
That is funny. And that's a nonsensical statement. Sensible nonsense. Oh my goodness. Is that possible? I don't think so. Number 5, Emma is license. Number 11 was mosquito again. Marcus, number 19, nonsense. Yes, Alina, I would love for you to say them next time. You are so consistent with writing the words. Remind me next Friday, I'll let you do it. Rishith, number 13, occasion. Occasion. Harika, you still need number 18? Sensible? Okay. And Emma, number 7, magnificent. It's a good one to end on. Okay. Is that all? I think so. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that paper away for now. Make sure that you have it in a safe spot in your binder. And feel free, you cannot check your spelling, obviously from anywhere. But if you take a look at the paper later and take some time to think, oh, I don't think I spelled that right, you can make some changes. Make sure it's your very best work. It is a mastery test. You want to be especially careful on the mastery test. Yes, Aryansh, I would love for you to share what you're going to say about light now. And then everybody, you can take out your root cards. We're going to do a little bit of review. And then we're going to jump into math. For well-ordered language, it's just going to be a quick going over the test on Bright Thinker. That's all. Go ahead, Aryansh.
So in those science videos, that video that said general relativity explained and simplified. That video, it said that light, it curves in gravity, but there's gravity on Earth. So why does light go straight? That's the thing I want.
That is an excellent question. So light does curve because of gravity. That is something that nobody had really known about until Albert Einstein is the one who came up with that. So your question is, how is it a straight line, but with gravity it curves?
Yeah, with gravity it can curve, but because here there's gravity, that's why we don't float up. But why is the light going straight and not going in a curved way? Because in space there's gravity too.
That's a very good question. I'll have to look into that to give you a better answer, or maybe ask my good friend, the astrophysicist. He would maybe know the answer to that one. I'll maybe ask him. So light, maybe I could also watch that video again, because it did do a good job of explaining with general relativity that it curves outside of our atmosphere, but maybe within our atmosphere, light travels in a straight line. But outside of our atmosphere is when it can curve because of the pull of the sun. Okay, but I'll have to get back to you on that. That's a really, really good question. Yes, Alexander?
Is it okay if I share what I was going to share earlier in the class?
Yes, go ahead. And everyone show me your root cards, because we're going to spend some time reviewing those. Show me those, please. And yes, go ahead, Alexander.
So yesterday I got some new glasses.
Oh, let's see them. Can you put them on?
I really like these ones, so I picked them out.
Oh, they are cool. They're kind of rounder at the top than your last ones, it looks like to me. Nice. Well, that's exciting. And we've got so many people in class who also have glasses. Samhita and Alina. Samhita's are pretty new. Emma has hers. That's right. That you only wear sometimes, right? Arshab, do you have glasses that you sometimes wear too?
In the morning, I don't really wear them because I just wake up.
No, it's not about glasses. I can't find my root cards.
Uh-oh. Hope that you find them because, well, it's good to review them before we take the quiz today. Did you write all of the cards throughout the week? Okay, I bet they will show up. Okay, well, let's still take some time to review them. Boys and girls, hold up your cards. We should have the Figo Fix Sum cards from this week. And then last week was cum. So that's what the quiz will be over. The cum words and Figo Fix Sum. Great job, Kruti. Okay, so you can use your cards to help you, or you can answer in your own words when I ask for a word. Who remembers what collaborate means? Remember co-labor. What does labor mean? Collaborate. You can find the answer in your cards, or if you just know it, hands up to tell me. Alexander? You're also missing your...
No, I
Go
have
ahead.
mine right. Remember something together?
Oh, actually, that's commemorate. Commemorate, memor has to do with remembering memories. Collaborate, labor.
Collaborate. I found it. Work with.
Good. Labor means work. So collaborate means work with. Kruti, could you tell us what commemorate means now?
To remember something together.
Yes, remembering together. Aryansh, what about collect? Collect.
I first thought it meant to collect Legos, but it means to collect together.
I know, it does sound like collect Legos because it comes from the Latin word Lego.
Until it didn't make any sense. So why would that word mean to collect Legos? You could
A
just
specific
say
word for just collecting Legos. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, but it makes sense that Lego means gather because they probably chose that word Lego for the name of Legos because it's a bunch of little pieces that you gather together to create something. Next, combat. Who remembers what combat means? Combat. Marcus, what does combat mean?
Wait, what should combat do you mean? Like Mortal Kombat the game?
What does the Latin...
Because I remember playing that at an arcade.
Oh, cool. Well, then say it in your own words. What is combat?
Combat is technically a fist punching, kicking game. For Mortal Kombat. There's actually a lot of games I've studied. I've studied Pac-Man, Mario.
Oh.
Well,
so yeah, combat just means to fight with because it comes from cum, which means with and together. So it's fight with. Say fight with. Fight with. Combat. Okay, let's move on to our Figo Fix Sum words. Who remembers what fix means? Fix. Repeat.
Fix means to like attach things or to like fasten or attach things and set it in place.
Good. It means to attach or fasten to something. Fasten or to make firm. By the way, affix, it's kind of confusing that there's fix and affix. Affix, think of the action of doing that. So if you're getting those confused, remember that affix is an action, whereas fix doesn't say action in the name of it. Whoa, Alina's got quite a Lego collection. So affix is the act of fastening and attaching. So affix, the act of doing it. Who can tell me prefix and suffix? What do those mean? Prefix and suffix. Rishith, what is a prefix?
I don't know prefix, but I do know suffix.
Okay, what's suffix?
Letter or syllable added to the end of a word.
Good. So suffix is at the end of the word. Prefix is the opposite. Sahanasri, what's prefix?
Letter or syllable added to the beginning of the word.
Perfect. It's at the beginning of the word. Okay, let's do one more. What is a crucifix? Crucifix. If you don't know, look at your cards, boys and girls. I should see all of you looking. Aryansh?
Picture, medal, or statue of Christ fastened on the cross.
Good. It is a visual symbol of Christ fastened to the cross. The cruci part means cross. Fix means attached. Right? Like we were showing pictures of the Christ the Redeemer statue as an example of that. Okay, that is all for our roots. We're going to do a little bit more roots in our Nearpod game today, but for now, we'll just go over what you'll have on the well-ordered language test and take out your math notebook and workbook now because we're going to get into that in just a moment. We're starting math a little earlier than usual. I want plenty of time to also do our Nearpod game. That's part of the reason. So let's go over the test. I'm going to present my screen so you can follow along with what you'll have on your well-ordered language test. Okay, so some of the questions, can you all see this, by the way? All right, some of the questions are going to be using the songs to help you answer correctly. For example, a phrase is a group of words. Bump like one part of, or I got the tune all wrong. Blank like one part of speech. What's the word that goes in the blank? You know, Samhita?
Behaving.
You got it. Behaving like one part of speech. Maybe you don't know the tune very well, but you just know that's what's happening. Arshab, here's another one that goes along with one of our songs. The object of the preposition. The object of the preposition is a blank or blank after the preposition.
Noun or pronoun?
You got it. Noun or pronoun. And then you'll have quite a few questions like this. Outside of the house, the wind was blowing. What's the prepositional phrase in that sentence? So rather than actually writing out sentences to analyze, you'll just find the prepositional phrase. Josiah, what's the prepositional phrase in this one?
Outside the house.
Good job. Outside the house. So then you've got a section here where you write out 10 prepositions. What would end up being best is to just number it like this, or you even have this little ordered list button. Oh, now it had a double one. Okay, but you can do that and then just write aboard, about, above, and so on. All you need to do is write 10, okay? Moving down. Identify the sentence as either a sentence or fragment. We've been doing that in this chapter as well. So remember that a fragment is missing a subject and a predicate, possibly both, or maybe just one. So underneath the covers, surrounded by a blanket, is that a sentence or a fragment? Sentence or fragment? Sentence or fragment? It's not a complete sentence. We would call that a fragment. What's the problem there? Aryansh, what's the problem with this?
It doesn't have a predicate. It only has a subject.
Yeah, so there's blanket, which is a noun, but we certainly don't have a very complete thought. Under the covers, surrounded by a blanket?
Because what are you
That just
doing?
leaves you with questions about what's happening. Surrounded could be a predicate verb, but we don't have a subject to go with it. Okay, so identify those as subjects or predicates, sentences or fragments. And some of these, once again, are from our jingle, like a phrase is a group of words behaving like one part of speech, not containing what? Rishith?
A subject or a predicate.
Good job. A subject or a predicate. So use your jingles to help you with those. Okay, so there's 13 questions in total. The ones that you'll have to write things in the box are writing your 10 prepositions. And down here, you have a fragment during the afternoon. Make it into a complete sentence. Okay? So turn that fragment into a sentence. And that is your well-ordered language test. Let's go ahead and start on math now. Can you all take out your notebook if you haven't done so already? And we're going to be learning about the metric system. Did any of you ask your parents about whether you have things at home to measure with? Today and tomorrow, we're talking about length, or not tomorrow, Monday. So if you have a ruler or a measuring tape, that could be very helpful for our lessons today and Monday. Okay, so take it out now. I see Samhita holding up also the way of measuring liquid volume. You won't need that today for this lesson, but we are going to be talking about length. So if you've got a ruler, take it out. If you have a measuring tape, take that out. Measuring tape might be just like Harika's, yeah. Could be like with the tools that your family might have. Aryansh?
I have 3 different normal types of measuring things. I have a big, ginormous ruler, a small ruler, one measuring tape that is onto like a big, a big heavy type of thing at the end, and one that you have, the gray one that you showed.
This kind?
Yeah, that. So I have 4 different types.
Whoa, and it's really helpful to have a little of each kind because depending on what you're measuring, certain ones might be best. Like you want a measuring tape for really long distances, like if you're going to measure all the way across a room. Whereas you would want a ruler for little things like a key. Good job. Arshad's got one. I see Samhita showing her measuring tape too. Those are going to be really helpful to have hands-on in our class today. If you don't have it, it's okay, but this is a great time to go grab one of those devices for measuring. Tag, your family might have a ruler or measuring tape lying around. If you're able to ask your mom right now, could you see if there is a ruler or measuring tape?
We have a measuring tape, but that's lost somewhere in the house. But I think I know where a ruler is, but I just don't want to get it right now. But I just can't get it right now.
Okay, maybe you can do it when it's time to do the workbook pages instead. Okay, so you'll be able to do the work without a ruler or measuring tape, but it's going to make things a lot easier if you do have those. Okay, today we are going to be writing some notes, making a little chart that's going to be, I think, very helpful throughout the unit of knowing how many millimeters are in a meter, how many meters are in a kilometer, and so on. Okay, so let's get started on some notes. We're going to start off with this helpful chart, and then we'll get into how to actually measure things. Okay. So at the top of your page, let's write our name. Today's date is March 5th. And math, lesson 11.1, I believe. Yep, 11.1. Now, the first thing that we're going to be talking about in today's lesson is length. Next week, we'll get into measuring liquids and mass with liters and grams. But today, we're going to talk specifically about measuring length or distance with meters. So at the top, I want you to write metric system length. Okay. So we're going to write the conversion for centimeters, millimeters, kilometers, meters, etc. Okay, the first one is 1 meter. Meter is the standard form of measurement. Then we get to ones that are smaller and then ones that are bigger. But meter is the basic way of measuring length or distance. We abbreviate meter with just a little lowercase m. So I want you to write that as well because we'll use the abbreviations. Just a little lowercase m. Now, 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. And we abbreviate millimeters as lowercase mm, millimeters. All of these come from Latin. So like milli means 1,000. It's for small things. Like it takes 1,000 tiny of these, 1,000 things, little millimeters to become 1 meter. Takes 1,000 tiny millimeters to become a meter. Do all of you know about like centipedes and millipedes? They come from these base words too. Like a centipede has 100 legs. A millipede actually doesn't have 1,000 legs, but it's supposed to have so many legs that they use the word millipede just because it seems like it's 1,000 legs. But I think a centipede has actually 100 legs. I might be wrong about that though. Tyke?
Um, I know because in James and the Giant Peach, the millipede is saying that he has 1,000 legs, but everybody else is saying he only has 47.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So a millipede, it's definitely an exaggeration to say it has 1,000. Oh, it looks like Samhita's got James and the Giant Peach. So 47. That's a funny way of kind of. He's so proud of himself for 1,000 legs, but no, you've got only 47 legs.
I have it. Yeah, I have James and the Giant Peach too, but just with a different cover.
Nice. Well, Samhita, you must be a big Roald Dahl fan because you bring that up a lot, like Matilda as well. Okay, so boys and girls, 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters. Next one, 1 meter is also equal to 100 centimeters. You're probably more familiar with centimeters. Those are actually on most rulers. And as you've probably noticed before, it's smaller than an inch. But it's kind of similar to an inch in standard measurement. It's for measuring small things. Millimeters, actually on a ruler, are these little sections between the centimeter. So here's zero centimeters, and then this is 1 centimeter. So that means every little line between that is 1 millimeter. That's a tiny little millimeter. Millimeter, that's 5 millimeters in this little distance. And then there's 10 millimeters that make up 1 centimeter. Harika?
On this tape, on my dad's tape, it says 2M.
2M, that would mean 2 meters. Good. So 2 meters is equal to about 6 feet. Good. I see Arianch holding up his measuring tape, which has centimeters. And then the smaller lines between the centimeters are to measure millimeters.
I have a ruler, I think. Yeah. That's like somewhere. It's blue and bendy.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can't get it right now, can you get it maybe for when it's time to do homework from your workbook? Nice. Okay, now for bigger measurements, like how far away Missouri is from Arkansas, we would use kilometers. Or for even further distances, like how far away is China? We would use kilometers to measure that distance. And we abbreviate it as km. So kilometers are kind of like miles in the standard system. They're not equal to the exact same distance. 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So going from smallest to biggest with these ones so far, millimeter is the smallest, then centimeter, then meter, then kilometer. So kilo also means 1,000, but whereas millimeter is like 1,000th, it takes 1,000 to equal 1. Kilo means something bigger. So from 1 kilometer, it takes 1,000 meters to have that same distance. We're also going to use these for liters and grams. Like kiloliters are 1,000 liters. Kilograms are 1,000 grams. Okay, and then the last one, and this is not used as often, it's a decimeter. 1 decimeter, actually, I'm going to switch this so it looks more like this one. All right, 1 meter equals 10 decimeters. So decimeters are bigger than a centimeter, but smaller than a meter. We abbreviate that as DM. This one is not used nearly as often. And we'll also talk about these as kind of fractions at times. For example, if it takes 10 decimeters to be 1 meter, that means 1 decimeter is 1/10 of a meter. It takes 10 of them to be 1 meter, so that's 1/10 of a meter for each decimeter. And 1 centimeter is like 1/100th of a meter. Just like 1 penny is 1/100th of a dollar. Okay? Can you hold up your paper? I should see your metric system length chart with 4 different units of measuring length. We've got meter, actually there's 5 different words: meter, millimeter, centimeter, kilometer, and decimeter. Yes, Kruthi?
The last one. Can you put it a
Decimeter.
little up?
Like this? Is that better?
Up.
Right, that should show, that's everything in your notes. Emma, do you have your glasses that you could put on?
No, it's just that I can't see the rest of the words.
Okay. Is that better or worse?
I can't see the bottom of the last.
The bottom one. Okay. Is that better? If you pin my screen, it looks like it should all fit.
Should be.
Did you pin it?
Let me see.
Arshab, it looks like you got disconnected for a moment, but did you write all the notes down?
I pinned you. Still can't.
Not all of them. Can you just put that up?
Yes, and Arshab, in the future, please make sure that you're writing it. When I start writing, that you're also writing, okay? Yep, I'm going to keep this up for longer. But when I start writing the notes, everybody else should be writing too. So Arshab, it's okay if you didn't know that that's what you should do, but please start doing that starting next week. When I begin writing, that's also when you write, okay?
Can
Great
you
job.
turn it, like, move it to the side a little?
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, boys and girls, we are going to take just a little bit of time going through measurement from the textbook, and then I'll go over what you'll do in your workbook. Okay. Arshab, if you did not quite get all of these, we do need to keep moving forward. So you could watch the video. I'm going to put it up on YouTube later, so you can finish up the notes that way, okay? So meters and centimeters. So the length of the ribbon, it says, is 1 meter. It's also equal to 100 centimeters. It says 1 meter is 100 times as long as 1 centimeter. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. We're going to be working in this unit on converting For example, 1 meter and 38 centimeters is equal to 138 centimeters. Because if 1 meter is 100 centimeters, add that to the 38 centimeters and it's 138 centimeters. Does that make sense? Kind of like what we were doing with money. Like $1.38 is the same as 138 cents. Because $1 is 100 cents. Okay, let's see if somebody can do that for me in this next one. And then we're going to write one of these in our notes too. It says the length of a car is 4 meters and 56 centimeters. Find the length of the car in centimeters. So 4 meters and 56 centimeters. How many centimeters are in 4 meters? Who can tell me that? 4 meters is equal to how many centimeters? Samhita?
400.
400, exactly. 4 meters is equal to 400 centimeters since 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Now, put these together. What is 400 plus 56 centimeters? Kruti, what is that all together?
456 centimeters.
Good, 466 centimeters. Now we can also do the opposite. If we have 125 centimeters, we can convert some of those centimeters to meters. Anytime you have 100 or more centimeters, we can convert it to meters because 100 centimeters is 1 meter. And then we still have 25 extra centimeters. So 125 centimeters is the same as 1 meter and 25 centimeters. Okay. For example, if you were to measure this snake, it is 150 centimeters, but what could we say instead as meters and centimeters? 150 centimeters is the same as how many meters in centimeters? Ariansh?
1 meter and 50 centimeters.
Perfect. 1 meter and 50 centimeters. Let's write examples of those two conversions in our notes. This can be at the bottom of your chart. So there's your chart. At the bottom, we're going to do one example of converting meters to centimeters, and then an example of converting centimeters to meters. Okay, if I had 2 meters, should see everybody writing 92 centimeters. And Arshab, if you want to leave yourself space at the top of your page and then just begin writing this at the bottom, that would be good. For me, it's about half of the page as a chart, and then the other half is going to be the problems, okay? I'll even draw a line to kind of separate these two. 2 meters and 92 centimeters is equal to how many centimeters?
Can you move it a little up?
Once again, I don't want you to write the chart right now. I want you to focus just on this, okay? So if you don't have the whole chart, you can just do that later. I want you focused on just this part. Now, 92 centimeters can move over there pretty easily. What is 2 meters equal to in centimeters? I want everyone to take a time to think about this one. 2 meters equals how many centimeters? Now we know 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so 2 meters is what, Marcus?
$200 centimeters.
Perfect, well done. 2 meters equals 200 centimeters. So what is all of this together in centimeters? Rishith, if 2 meters is 200 centimeters, and then we have an extra 92 centimeters, what is the whole measurement in centimeters?
292 centimeters.
Perfect. 292 centimeters. Okay, now let's do the opposite. We're going to take something in centimeters and convert it to meters and centimeters. Let's take 380 centimeters. It equals how many meters and how many centimeters? Remember, if we have 100 or more, we can start converting to meters. How many of these centimeters can we convert to meters? Do we have at least 100? Yeah. How many hundreds of centimeters can we convert over to meters? Preeti?
3 meters.
Good. We're going to convert 300 centimeters to be 3 meters. So we'll put 3 meters right there.
And the centimeters are 80 centimeters.
Good. We still have 80 left, so we'll write just 80 centimeters. Arshad, make sure you're writing this once again. If you don't have the chart, it's okay. Just leave that blank at the top and then start writing these ones. So of these 380 centimeters, 300 of them we can convert to meters. So then it's 3 meters and 80 centimeters. Does this make sense, boys and girls? Okay, excellent. That's very similar to what you're going to be doing in your workbook. So as you can see, you actually don't need a ruler for this part, but it can be helpful because it's really good to have the visual of centimeters, and especially if you have like a measuring tape or a big yardstick, you can see what meters look like. So it's a really good visual if you've got it. Okay, thumbs up if you finished these 2 problems. These are good examples for your workbook pages. Okay, if you did not, you should watch the video on YouTube later, okay? I'll make sure I have that posted. You are going to do pages 23 and, oh, it's actually quite a bit, 23 through 26, but these should all be pretty fast problems. So on page 23, we've got the types of problems that we were just looking at. 6 meters and 55 centimeters. Now, 6 meters is 600 centimeters, so all together, this is 655 centimeters. Let's do the first one together. Can you all open up to page 23? We'll do the first one all together. Harika? What are we going to put in these 2 boxes for meters and centimeters for this amount of 7 meters and 70 centimeters? Harika? How many meters are there?
We're going to be putting, there's 7 meters.
Good. And how many centimeters?
70.
Good. Tig, how many centimeters are equal to 7 meters?
700 meters are equal to 7 meters. Sorry, 700 centimeters.
Yeah. You're good. Oh, you've got a lot going on at home, sounds like. Okay,
She's wearing a shirt that I gave her a few days ago, and now she's going bonkers over it.
Oh. Okay, so we'll take that 700, add 70, and how many centimeters is it altogether? Arshad, what is it altogether in centimeters?
770 centimeters.
Perfect. 770 centimeters. Okay, so that's an example for you. You'll do another problem very similar to that. Make sure you line up your place value well for that one. And then you've got a few others, but they don't give you the little number bonds for this. You'll just need to write it out. Be careful with these ones like 9 meters and 2 centimeters. I'll do this one for you. Now 9 meters is equal to how many centimeters? 900, that's right. And then we still have 2 centimeters. So can we write it like this? 9, 2? No, we need to make sure that the 2 is in the ones place because it's just 2 centimeters. So make sure you have a 0 before the 2. Keep in mind the place value, okay? And then this is the opposite. You've got all centimeters. Change it to meters and centimeters. And for these, choose whether meters or centimeters make the most sense. Is centimeters smaller or bigger than meters? Smaller or bigger? Centimeters. Centimeters are small. Centimeters. So would we measure a tree with centimeters or meters? What do you think? Alexander?
Well, that's easy. Meters.
Yep, meters. So keep in mind the difference between centimeters and meters. Centimeters are tiny. They're used for measuring tiny things. Meters are used for measuring bigger things. Okay, so all of these are the same concepts. This one's kind of different. Color the box with equal measurements, meaning 5 meters and 5 centimeters, 55 centimeters, 550 centimeters, 505. Which of these two is exactly the same? They're just said in a slightly different way. Does anybody know which ones are equal? Emma?
The last one.
505 centimeters is one of them. What is it equal to?
The first one.
Yeah, 505 centimeters and 5 meters, 5 centimeters. Those are exactly the same measurement. Great job, Emma. So that's what you'll do, pages 23 through 26 in your workbook. Okay, who is ready for a little Nearpod game to close out our class? We're going to have some roots questions, some science, a little bit of literature, a little bit of history. Nearpod, it's been so long since we've done this. We've had so many interruptions lately. Okay, so I'm going to get the game ready. Who thinks they're going to win? They have been rocking all the work this week. They feel like, oh, I know the answer to every science question, every roots question. I know these things. And there's even going to be a little bit of work from today with math. If you know your meters and centimeters. Right, here is the code 6LUDN. And Nearpod. Oh, I have to figure out what was the student website for this again. Nearpod.com/student. You can click this link. That should work for you. Okay, quick quickly choose a name to play. Should be pretty quick. Just write your first name. Does that link work? Yeah, that link should work for you. You can click that, and then 6LUDN is the code. Looks like nobody's joined yet. Right, just your first name. Oh, we finally have someone joining. Kruthi. Kruthi's ready to play. I forgot that I usually share the student screen. Go ahead and share this one instead. Harika, also Alexandra, I'm assuming. I don't know who the other two are because they're nicknames. Emma joined as well. Very good. Oh, we've got more and more. Oh, Tig, the winner.
I'm trying to get in.
You're trying?
I'm not in yet, so it's not me.
It's not you. Who's Alex? Oh, no. Oh, no, Josiah stole your name.
Could you wait for me? I'm really close to getting in.
Absolutely. We've got Emma, Samhita, Harika, Kruthi, Josiah. Who's Ochako Yuraku? I see Alina smiling. I'm going to guess Alina. And, oh, imposter, Miss Gardner.
You're a fox?
I am not the fox. I'm the bear.
Let's see. Let me see.
We have Dead and Tig the winner. I'm going to guess Arianch is dead.
Oh, yeah, you are. You know that you should probably. Nope, I'm not even
dead.
Oh, it's Arshab. Okay.
Dead, Hades. My first name was Hades, and then I just changed it.
I'm going to. Samhita and Tig the winter. Who's dead?
Sweetheart, you've got to keep yourself muted.
He's the imposter.
Okay, I think that we should be ready to take it now. No, okay, I'll wait another minute or so for those people still waiting to join. Okay, we're going to have to get started now. It's 10:16, so we'll have to start. Don't have quite everybody, but let's begin. Question 1. What does figo fixum mean? Is it a thing fastened in place, picture, medal, or statue of Christ fastened on the cross, to fix, fasten, or attach, or letters or syllables at the end of a word? Which one is it? Figo fixum. Oh, Josiah was the fastest. Then Samhita. The answer was fix, fasten, attach. Next question. What does cum mean? Boom.
Miss Gardner, my screen just glitched.
Yeah.
So I couldn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then when I was trying to click
I know
the
that.
section to do that one.
Okay, great job. Kruthi is now in the lead, followed by Arshab, then Alina. I'm sorry that sometimes our computers don't work well. It's still fun to play, even if you know the answer but aren't able to answer it correctly. Science question, what kind of mirror curves outward? Is it a plane mirror, concave, convex, or ordinary?
Miss Gardner, on my screen,
Yeah.
it says that I'm out of time and it won't go on to the next question.
I'm sorry, I don't know why that's happening for you. You might refresh the page. Or you could participate like Sahanasri in just writing it on a whiteboard if it's not working for you. Okay, the answer was convex. Convex curves out. Now, what happens when we see black color? Is it all light reflected to us? No light reflected because it's all absorbed? Or does it reflect a black color?
To look for other people's fashion. Tomorrow is the nighttime.
Just a few more seconds. The answer is that all of that light gets absorbed, all the colors. Great job for those of you who got it right. Next question. What is the material that lets some light through? Some, but not all. Is it translucent, transparent, opaque, or foggy material? What do we call it when some light comes through? Just some. Alexander?
Could you open the chat for us since we couldn't get in so we can type it in what number?
You know what? I'll have you just use your whiteboard to hold it up if you know the answer. The translucent is the kind that lets just some light through.
I just don't have my marker. I have my whiteboard, but not my marker.
Okay. Next question. What is the material that lets nearly all light through? Almost all. Nearly all light through. What is that? Time's up. The answer is transparent. Lets almost all light through. Great job if you knew that. What is the name of the Spaniard who first discovered Florida? Was it Christopher Columbus, Juan Ponce de Leon, Hernando de Soto, or Dora the Explorer? That one's for Marcus. Didn't you say that the other day?
Dora the Explorer.
What's the correct answer? Who first discovered Florida? The correct answer, Juan Ponce de Leon. Next question. What do the Wilders do on Saturday nights? Play games, go to church, play hide and go seek, or take baths? What do they do? Correct answer is that they take baths on Saturday night. That takes the whole night. What's Almanzo's cousin's name? Is it Frank, French Joe, John, or Bill Ritchie?
I will spoil it.
What's the name of Almanzo's cousin?
It starts with FR.
The answer is Frank. Frank's his cousin. Next question. 1 meter equals 10 centimeters, 100 centimeters, or 1,000 centimeters? We just talked about it. Which one is it? Is it 10, 100, or 1,000 centimeters? The answer is 100 centimeters. Okay, and we are almost done. Next, 1 kilometer is equal to what? Is it 1/10 of a meter, 10 meters, 100 meters, or 1,000 meters? 1 kilometer. We wrote this in our chart, even though we didn't talk about it too much. A kilometer is equal to how many meters? The answer, 1,000 meters. I think this could be the last one. What does collect mean? Another Roots question. Collect. The answer, gather together. Think of like gathering Legos because it comes from Lego as well. Okay, what does affix mean? I think this is now the last question, but not, I'm pretty sure. Does affix mean a thing fastened in place, act of fastening or attaching, or letters or syllables added to the end of a word? The answer is the act of fastening or attaching. Okay, our leaderboard, Samhita, well done. Samhita came in top. Ellen Gardner came in second, but that's not me because I didn't end up playing. Who was Ellen Gardner? Rishith? Good job, Rishith. And third place went to Kruthi. Great job, Kruthi, as well. Let's give Samhita, Rishith, and Kruthi a hand. Well done, all of you. And sorry for those of you who couldn't end up playing in the game, like Sahanasri and Tig and Alexander, but great job for still participating and writing down your answers. Yes, Alexander?